Hello and welcome to round 3 of Race on Oz with the GT2's. Should be a really good race tonight, and also want to welcome along Chris. Hi Chris.
Hey Wolsey, thanks for having me, mate.
It's good to have an extra person. There's going to be a long 100 minutes around this track tonight. Should be fun with these GT2's. They put on a pretty good show.
Yeah, it seems that we're looking at some of the laps that these guys were putting out in practice, and what have we seen? 202s and some pretty close action to some of these concrete walls.
Yeah, I think we might see a 201, a low 201 potentially from Lawrenson tonight, which is crazy. Much faster than the real world.
Much faster in the real world. Let's hope he can actually keep it off the wall for the 100 minutes and bring it home.
Yeah. So who have we got? Pretty much all the cars are out on the track now, and we have Rayton up first. So we'll follow him along for the first lap and see how he goes. KTM handles like a GT3 car in the corners. It's weird.
Yeah, it looks at it, and they seem to be getting over 290 kilometers an hour down Conrod, which is pretty quick.
Yeah, it's just a bit slow out of the corners, the KTM. It's like it's restricted down low. It doesn't have as much grunt out of the corner. You win the race, you'll really notice it. The KTM's very slow with drive. Rightio, so Rayton's on the first flying lap.
A little bit wide there. Guys are probably still a little bit cold. These GT2s not having those tyre warmers takes a 2 or 3 laps before they get up to temp.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd be surprised if I was doing quali. I just would have fueled for the whole 15 minutes and just kept pushing. That's if you can keep it off the wall, of course, which is probably the biggest battle of Bathurst. Yeah, geez, that KTM looks nice across the top, that's for sure.
Very planted, very stable.
Yep. So far, everyone is still on a valid lap, so that's a nice start compared to last week. And all of the cars are now on track. So we'll start to see what sort of times. So a 2:03.1 for Rayton, 2:02.7 for Frost. What's Lawrenson going to do? Probably something crazy. 2:01.9.
You called it. You could see a 201 tonight, and there it is.
Yeah.
First flying lap.
So, 2:05 for Marsh, so still needs to find some pace. Wally, 2:05 as well. Ricker, well, that's an identical time to read. Identical. And Lawrenson is improving again. He's already 3/10 up as he comes across the top. Oh, I thought he was in the wall then. So yeah, Lawrenson's nearly half a second up as he enters Conrod.
How good does that Audi look coming down the hill?
Yep, very good. Reed has just invalidated. Stockton is improving by 2/10, which will not change position for him so far. Stevens not improving. There's Marsh. Wally's a second faster than his last lap, so that'll make a big difference for him. Ricker is pretty much bang on with his previous lap. Crunch is nearly half a second up on his previous lap, so Rice is up a second on his previous lap, as is Nando. And J-Mac is yet to set a time. Terry is invalidated. Frosty is up, and Lawrenson has set the new benchmark of a 2:01.5. I wish there was an easier way to move through the cars, but there isn't, so sorry about that. Trying to find Ricker. There we go. No improvement. Looks like Lawrenson is going faster again by the Delta.
Well, as these tyres are starting to come up to temperature, they're finding more grip.
Yep.
Getting more mid-corner and better exits.
Reed's ever so slightly making improvements. About a 10th or two. See if they can break the deadlock between him and Ricker. Looks like a much better run down the mountain this time. Frost is making a very slight improvement. Not a great... Oh, no, he's made a... Not enough to change position though. Hall Lawrenson, 2:01.2. Bloody hell. That's insane.
That is crazy.
Russell, no improvement. Reed just set a better time of a 2:01.8. She's only half a second off Lawrenson. That's not bad. That's very good, to be honest. Compared to what we used to see. Oh, bad luck for Marsh there. He was on a decent lap. Wally doesn't improve. So Crunch improves his lap time, but doesn't change his position. Rice is still in 6th. It looks like cars are doing a second run. Let's see if J-Mac can get a lap in, because he still hasn't got one done.
Yeah, J-Mac's got to get his head in the game for these GT2's. I believe he did 8 hours at Bathurst in a GT3 recently, so he's probably thinking he's driving a different car right now.
Oh, here we go. P9.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well done. 203.
Yeah. And yeah, recently promoted to Pro as well, so...
much to his dismay. But
Yeah, clearly the pace
when
is
you're putting
there.
in proper times with the big boys, yeah, that's it.
Looks like Stevens, who's one of the newcomers to ROOZ, in the AM class, him and Wally had an absolutely amazing race last week. Looks like he's going to make a good improvement. Probably not quite enough to beat Wally, but it's going to be tight for pole for AM.
Yeah.
Not quite.
1.5 tenths off, but that should make for a good race for these two.
Yeah, we're missing 2 of the AMs from last week, which is a shame, but there's a few people who couldn't make tonight, unfortunately. Frosty is on a fresh flying lap. Stockton is on a flying lap. So it looks like everyone is doing their new run. Oh, J-Mac very out of shape. Turn up that traction control. Who's on flying laps at the moment? Only Ricker and Frost. Let's see if I can find them. Let's find Ricker. Oh, very out of shape for Ricker.
Rob, we did joke last year that he should have been promoted to pro. Much to his dismay, he got his way for a little bit, but after his performance at Valencia, I believe it was, there was no doubt his pace is there. Big boy pants on now.
I think these are literally the first laps Marsh has done in the GT2's, so he's probably going to struggle a bit tonight. It does take you a while to get your head around these things. I'm very surprised he's not driving a Porsche, to be honest. It seems weird with Marsh not in a Porsche.
It does, and he's picked the Maserati, which I don't know. I find it to be quite a taily and very pointed car. Does take some time getting used to its behaviour.
Yeah, it's probably the easiest of the bunch to drive consistently, I think. It's very much, as you can see by the leaderboard, the Maserati Cup nearly. But he is making a good improvement. Stockton is making another, looks like he's going to potentially not quite enough to reach Crunch for second in silver. Well, actually, that might be close. Oh, I just missed him. What's that? A tenth slower. Well, good to see Nando actually has a lap this time, because he didn't get a valid lap last week in Spa, which I think will cost him a very good result. He had the pace for a podium last week. Talking to him about this race, the Audi, to make it fast around here, is very edgy, so he's not very confident he's going to survive this one. Crunch is improving, but probably not enough to make a position. Nice 2:02.9, that's quite a good lap. Camera is not happy. Rick is slow. Lawrenson is on another fast lap.
These will be the last flies that these guys have got.
So yeah, Ricker isn't on a lap. He might... Will Ricker make the line? So Ricker might get one more lap. Oh, look at this. Or it'll be tight. So will Ricker get another lap? He has got another lap, so that's good. And I've gone the wrong bloody way, because I always do. Oh, Lawrence just mid out on a 2 flat, 2:01.0. So Stockton looks like he's going to have to settle for third in silver and P11. Russell is, God, as the camera catches up, doesn't look like he's going to be able to trouble Reed for P2, as he has a monster final corner. No good. And Frosty has gone deep, unfortunately. Terry is up by half a second, which could jump him up to 5th. Yep, so that's really nice lap there for Rayton. And looks like we just have Crunch, who's half a second up on his previous time. Wow. 2023 currently puts him in front of Frost. It'll be pole for silver. Well, that's a monster up for Crunch there. Wow.
Yeah, well done, Neil. He does this. He comes out in practice and cuts some nice laps, and then gets into qualifying, and 9 times out of 10 goes 8 tenths faster.
Yeah, he's out-qualified Nando by 2 tenths. Ricker, a slight improvement. Not quite enough to get him up to P3. It looks like we have our grid set for the race. So, let's run through those results. So, Lawrenson on pole with a 2:01.092. That's insanely fast. I can't even do that in a GT3.
Neither.
Yeah, it's mental. And then Reed second in the Merc with a 2:01.8. Russell in third with a 2:02 flat. Then Ricker, Rayton, Frost. Crunch is pole for silver. Then Nando Latanzio. Then Rice in second in silver. J-Mac is the last of the pros. I know he's literally done no practice for tonight, so he's probably still feeling it out. Then we have Stockton in 11th. Masterston in pole for the AMs. In front of Stevenson, and then Marsh bringing up the back. Rightio, let's get ready for this race.
So how's this race working, Wolsey? We've got 100 minutes around Bathurst. We've got a 2-time multiplier, right?
Yeah, 2-time multiplier. Yeah, it's and no rules on pit stops. So no fixed fuel time and no mandatory stop. So they can do whatever they like. The KTM
they'll have to stop. They're not lasting 100 minutes, so there's going to need to be a stop. But I'm guessing there's going to be a little bit of strategy at play here tonight.
The KTM's tyre wear was really, really good. So there was a question about whether you would need to take tyres, but with the amount of fuel that KTM drinks, I don't think there's much time difference. So I don't know if it will save you, because the KTM is incredibly thirsty. It nearly has to carry, I think, 20 litres more than every other car on the grid for the same amount of time on the track.
Yeah, interesting. And because the Audi is almost the opposite. The Audi uses significantly less. Like I remember taking 20 litres less at Spa. So and Andy does love to push his tyres to the nth degree. So we might actually see a little splash and dash from Andy tonight. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because you'd like with 120 litres, they probably could get maybe 70 minutes out of a tank. So you could do a long stint and then a short stint at the end potentially. But I expect most are probably going to do an even split of just a 50 minutes. But we'll see what happens, because clear air at Bathurst does make a big difference, let's be honest. Getting stuck behind someone sucks at Bathurst.
And for all those playing at home, Wallsy, you've got your nice little timing chart, the top right hand side there, and people always wonder what do the colours mean? What's all on there? And I know that we've got all of our white cars are our pros, and the silver ones are our silvers, and the reds are our AMs. But what are all those little things next to it? Those little red boxes which sometimes change to green and go yellow sometimes.
Yeah, so that's whether their lap is valid. So if it's red, it means they've invalidated their lap. So that means they've gone off track or done a track cut, and green is good. If there's improvement in the lap, you will see like a lighter green bar growing on that thing, which can help show you whether they're improving. If it's purple, it means they're the fastest car on the track as well. So that's what that shows, and then you'll see as it goes on, that box will get a P in it once people have made a pit stop as well. I think no, so it'll get a figure, the number 1, and how many stops they make.
Thanks. Hope that helps everyone at home, because I know that I always watch the races and I'm like, what category are you watching? What do the colours mean? What are the things changing? Oh, here we go. We're off.
She's a long formation lap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It's going to be hard work, 100 minutes. Like, I know I did 30 minutes of these Wednesday, and it was bloody hard work just for doing 30 minutes. So there's part of me that upset I'm not racing tonight, because 100 minutes in these cars is going to be bloody hard work.
I just love the look of those Audis.
Yeah, they look mean.
And that front intake just, with that lime green on Andrew's car, that just looks amazing. Actually, all the cars look amazing for a very short series. We're only doing 5 rounds, I think, for this series.
Yeah,
6
2
rounds.
more to go. Yeah, 2 more to go.
Yeah, and the effort that some of the drivers have put in, outstanding.
Such a good shot of the cutting. Crunching his trademark bloody chrome silver.
Yeah, I would have wished to see my my yellow and pink Audi out here tonight, but same as you, would have been great to be out here racing as well.
Yeah, I might be able to race next week. We'll see how I go. I've got to see a doctor later this week, and I might be able to be back on the track next week, but see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Still don't know what car I'm going to pick yet. I've been driving the KTM and really enjoying that, but I think the next track is Red Bull Ring, is it?
Yeah, it's one of them. Either the next race or the race after. Definitely on the circuit. Well, here they are, filtering down the mountain now.
Yep. The back end is definitely Maserati cut. Let's go to Halicam for the start. I think that'll get us our best view of. Hopefully we make it through, because it always can be a challenge.
Yeah, fingers crossed. First lap, let's get first lap done cleanly, nicely.
Yeah.
It was 100 minutes of this year. We're not winning anything on turn 1. Well, maybe we are. We'll see.
And they're not great on cold tyres, and a slow formation lap will not put much temperature in these tyres. If you see some action back in the pack, just yell out and I'll try and find it too as it all happens. As we get ready to form up and get ready to go. It's a green track. I didn't even realise. Must have rained overnight. There's only even less grip.
Great combination. Cold tyres, green track, 14 cars side by side.
Yeah. Well, that third row needs to bunch up a bit. They're a long way back. Here we go. Green flag. Very even start for P1 and P2. As Russell, big deep lunge. As I went the wrong way, of course. Oh. Oh. And Reed has jumped. Lawrenson on the run up the hill. So far, so good.
So far, so good, but Frosty is under mega attack from 2 Audis in his mirror.
Ricker's right behind Rayton too. This is the danger zone down through here and down through Skyline. Looks like Lawrenson is right on the back of Reed now. It looks like everyone has got through.
Clean first lap. Well done.
So Reed's made a bit of a gap in that first part of the race. Rayton's trying to move on the outside, not quite enough there. But carries the speed to potentially get under Russell into Hull corner. But this way, as they tap.
Rick has made a mistake coming out of Hell's corner, and that's let Frosty through.
Yeah, so Frosty and Ricker have both been able to get past Russell with that contact between the two of them. And, oh, jeez, I thought he was going to loop that then. Lawrenson is right on the back of Reed now. Looks like that Merc's very strong down the straight. Oh, late dive. Oh, you have to give that one back. There's a contact. She's going to get Rayton through as well. Rayton's going to make a move for the lead. And Ricker has also got past Lawrenson. That was a costly move. I don't know where to watch. So did Rice and Stockton make a mistake? Did you see anything, Chris?
No, I didn't see it, but Stockton's coming into pits right now.
Yeah, and Rice is a long way behind as well. Looks like Rice is coming in with what looks like a lot of damage on that car as well. If we get a spare minute, I will try and go back to replay about that. There's way too much happening on track right now.
There is so much happening, and it is very, very hard to toggle through. I envy everyone who attempts to do this job. This is my first time, and wow, trying to keep track of the action and see what's happening where is actually not an easy task.
No, so as we're on lap 3 now, so Rayton's in the lead, who's made up 4 stops from his starting position. Reed in second, Ricker, who is in third, Lawrenson in fourth, who's dropped 3, Frosty in fifth, who's up 1, Russell, who was unlucky and has dropped 3, Crunch and Nando have stayed where they were, J-Mac has moved up 1, Maston's moved up 2, Marsh has moved 3, Stevenson up 1, and then yeah, Rice and Stockton, who have both had issues in that last lap, are now in the pits. And here's that Audi on Maserati.
Yeah, these are dangerous. These Audis seem to be pulling very, very hard on these Maseratis down the straight.
Oh, just
All bit of contact.
Oh, was that Nant? That was Crunch going way deep.
Yeah, Crunch has gone way deep.
Just overspeed in the draft probably caught him out there. That's cost him dearly.
He's got back on safe though.
Right, where are we? Ricker looks the closest at the moment. Let's see if Lawrenson pulls away up the hill here. Actually, we'll probably watch Reed. Yep. That grunt in that Mercedes, that is insane. Just drove around the KTM up the hill. Looks like Lawrenson's struggling. I wonder if he's carrying a lot of fuel.
I don't know if he's struggling. I've got a sneaky suspicion that Andy's pulling out I'm going to go 100 minutes on the least amount of stops and bank on everyone else making a stop. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He's probably conserving his tyres, saving fuel. It would not surprise me if he's trying. I know he runs his spreadsheets and works it all out. It would not surprise me if he's got some epic strategy in the back of his bag.
Right. Watch this KTM at the end of the straight, because obviously you'll see the Audi pull right on the back of this KTM, but this KTM in that draft of that Mercedes, after this bridge, whether he'll be able to get past, because this is where that KTM gets a second wind on that Audi is...
He's made it.
Yeah. Lawrenson must be running a lot less wind.
Oh, Neil's off again. Something's happened down there. Neil and I think...
J-Mac?
Marshy. Oh, no, it was J-Mac, yes.
J-Mac's got a lot of damage on his car. Crunch has continued. And Crunch has got a... Yeah, he's hit something with the front of his car, that's for sure. Front of that car does not look happy. Right. How are we looking? Is it still chaos? Yes. So it's that lap... Was it lap 3 and lap 2? If we can try and go back and watch them later, when we if we get a spare minute. You'd hope we would in 100 minutes.
We'll find some time.
Oh, Rayton just smacked the wall.
He doesn't want to let these two guys get away. We're pushing hard to stay close.
Yeah, hopefully that didn't do too much damage to him. So it was a pretty hard hit up there at, what was that, McPhillamy? It's definitely not going to be as easy for Lawrence and to get past Reed down the straight as it was in that KTM.
Nando's preparing for a move coming into the chase. No, he's backed out of it.
No.
He's applying the pressure. Nando's got the pressure hard on Paulie.
It's still insanely close for the top 7.
Mac had a bit of an incident there coming over Skyline. Looks like he might have touched the wall a little bit. I don't know if he's got too much damage, but he was all crossed up.
Oh, Nando, out of the wall. Oh, I thought he was gone then. Welcome Heather to the chat. So it does look like Paul's a bit better across the top than Nando.
Yeah, he seems to gap him up here, and then Nando just reels him in down the straight.
Well, the Audi is insane out of Forest. The acceleration is just mental. He's going to get a double toe here because Russell is right on the back. Well, look at that toe. Oh, he backed out again. Oh, Russell ran a little deep. Still on. Russell's got the inside, or he's hit the curb. I think if Nando bides his time coming up mountain. Oh no, he's going to make a move here. No. To get a good exit out of here, he might have a chance to get him up the hill. Lawrence is right on the back of Reed yet again.
He has not
enough.
Stopped. Not close enough, but he's in the mirrors. He's letting him know he's there.
Nando's made a slight mistake going into Griffin's there, and he's given Russell a bit more breathing room. Yeah, Rick is right on the back of Rayton as well. Well, it's good to see the guys who've had a crash haven't quit. They've kept going, which is good. It was Reed, he was ran wide. Lawrenson is mega across the top of the mountain, isn't he?
That's what happens when you've got alien blood.
Yeah. He might have got a pretty good exit this time. He might have half a chance. If I hit the right camera. Oh no. That Mercedes just pulled a 10th. All those rear tyres up looking happy on Nando's. The Crunch is sort of all in the middle of nowhere now. He's 10 seconds back from Nando and 3 seconds in front of Marsh. Oh, Wally outbreak himself there. Oh, he caught it. Oh no, and Stevenson had a spin as well. The AMs went out in sympathy there. This battle continues.
Which battle? There is so many battles. There's a battle. There's a battle for P1. There's a battle for P3. There's a battle for P5. This is shaping up to be a good race. Well, it is a good race.
Yeah, this is what it was like last week. It just never stopped. Such a good class.
Paulie's making himself known in the mirror of Frosty. Rick is now letting Terry know he's there. And Andy, well, he hasn't let Reedy let him know he hasn't been there for the entire race so far. Oh no, Reedy's made a mistake. He's hit the wall coming over the skyline, coming into the dipper.
Oh, bugger. Let's see if it cost him straight line. Can't see any real marks on his car. Oh yeah, on the left side of it.
Left side, yeah, went through the S's and just clipped on that outside wall.
There's a weapon
I
down
might
the
be
street.
okay. Purely cosmetic.
He's got the straight line speed though, that's for sure. But Lawrence and... With the straight line speed of that Merc, Lawrence could still be in trouble going up mountain straight, to be honest. That Merc's mental.
That mistake has cost him because now the first four are within, what are they, a couple tenths now.
Yeah. Lawrence's had to go to defensive. That could give Reed a bit of a run. Yeah, jeez, that's... Look at the game.
This AMG is ridiculous.
My God, he's gone around. Is he going to have enough?
He goes around the outside.
Oh, yeah, he has.
Around the outside.
Lawrence nearly binned it.
Gave him too much room and clipped the inside.
We're going to have a cracker of a race here, I think, mate. Oh, don't do it too wide through there. We saw what happened yesterday at Bathurst.
Where we all play Tony Hawk Pro Skater and do nose grinds.
Well, Nando's right on the back of Russell again. I don't even know what to watch at the moment. Oh, right.
Yeah, good idea, Rob. Well, do you want to jump on board with one of the AMGs? Because we know that the KDM was doing 291 in practice down Conrod.
Yep.
But we never actually saw what the AMG was doing down Conrod.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll jump on next lap. It does look like Reedy's running less wing than Frosty though, because Frosty's doesn't look as strong down that straight.
Well, his damage surely hasn't hurt him because he's still pulling.
Yeah. Well, looking at lap times, the fastest lap's a 2:03.2 from Lawrenson. Reed's a 2:03.6. Rayton's a 2:03.8, 2:03.9. Everyone's about there. Remind me to come back to Reed.
It's actually unfortunate that Paulie made that mistake early on because he's got the second fastest lap time right now, I think.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Paulie is pretty vocal of his thoughts on Bathurst. It's not his favourite track.
No, he hates his place with a passion.
The thing is, when he has a result here, he normally has a really good result. He just doesn't normally survive, is his problem. I know in GT3's he quite often gets caught up in other people's messes, which I think colours his views. Rightio. Let's jump on with Reed. So I know the KTM was about 280 at the Pirelli Bridge. It's about the same. So 2.9, oh yeah.
I see 295.
Yeah. That thing's a rocket ship. This is a pretty mean looking battle pack here. Unfortunately, it looks like Crunch is getting dropped by the rest of the field. He's lost another 5 seconds compared to where he was behind Nando earlier. He's a couple of seconds a lap slower on his laps, unfortunately. Wonder if that damage is hurting him.
Yeah, because he's had 2 incidences now coming through the chase, and he has a pit. Everyone else that seems to have had an incident so far have gone in to repair their damage.
Yeah. See, like, if you pitted in the next 5 to 10 minutes, you could probably nearly get home, I reckon. Hour and 10? Maybe, yeah, maybe another 8 minutes. But you could probably get home with it nearly an hour and 10 with the fuel, I reckon. Or especially if you're a Crunch, it's probably, if that damage is hurting you that much, it might be a valuable idea. Nando must have made a mistake. He's dropped off the back again. Oh, geez, that's close. Yeah, that Maserati's much better across the top than that Mercedes, that's for sure.
Rudy and Lawrence are coming up to lapped traffic now.
Doesn't like that camera view. You reckon Nando's getting a little frustrated behind Paul?
Maybe, because they seem to come together and spread out, come together, spread out, come together, spread out, and I know for one that when I'm getting close and I'm sitting on a tail, and then whether they're faster or I make a mistake and you lose that gap, the frustration does build.
Yeah, and it's so hard to follow across the top at this track. That is probably one thing. Well, it looks like Stockton is no, who is it? Someone who's letting everyone through.
Yes, I think it's Wally. Wally's let everyone through.
Yeah, Wally's always very good with that. Obviously, he must have had a issue somewhere because he's had a stop. I didn't see Wally's accident.
I think that's one of the ones that we're going to go back to and rewatch the lap 2 incident, I think. Paulie's pulled back into Frosty again. He's only 1/10 off of him. Oh, he might even make a move. Coming down over Skyline, he was having a bit of a peek.
He doesn't look quite as strong out of the dipper, does he? And then that Merc just disappears.
And it is, that's 4/10
Yeah,
Another
just
10th.
gone.
Just another 10th.
Yeah. Wonder if these guys need to, in the next 10 or so minutes, think about trying to get some clear air, because I think some of these guys have some pace, but they're probably not quite showing at the moment. Oh, as Rayton and Ricker both go quite wide. Oh, Ricker has got... Oh, no. Oh, has he? Side by side, up in the cutting, which is always scary. And Ricker has made the pass. Nice move through there.
Yeah, well done. He's been sitting there for a while, waiting for his moment, and he's capitalised on that one.
Let's see if he has pace in hand. He's been stuck behind Terry for most of this race.
Oh, Paulie's going for... Oh, they made contact. Paulie went through it, coming through McPhillamy, and just made a little bit of contact with Frosty as they come through there.
Yeah, and he looks like he's trying to redress, so wait for this mess to clean itself out. And we'll go back and watch that one. That could be a pivotal moment. Yeah, looks, yep,
He's giving it back.
Yeah,
he's redressing.
Yeah. Always good to see. That's one thing we love about ROOZ, is that respect between drivers. Let's go back and we'll see what we can find. So that was Russell this last lap.
Because that Maserati over the top was is so much faster than Frosty in that AMG. So fast, and he tried to stick it in, coming through Solomon, and tried to drop it in, but a little bit wide and just bumped him off.
Oh, yeah. Bit of net code there too, I think. Luckily Frosty kept it out of the wall, so no real damage. So, it's interesting. I don't know where Crunch got his damage, because he didn't hit anyone both times there. Oh, there we go.
Oh, interesting. Well, maybe that's why he actually...
I see no damage in air.
He went deep through there, maybe.
No, it looks like this is the incident with him and Mac. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, Mac has made that mistake, which I think it's easy to do. Hit that inside curve, and then poor Crunch, innocent bystander. He had no wonder Crunch does not have pace. That's a pretty substantial hit there. Let's see what happened to Rice. Oh, he just hit the inside wall. Oh, that's a big hit. Big hit. And then Masterton, what happened to him? Not sure where his damage come from. Oh, let's get back to the race. Oh, we've missed a Lawrenson pass, unfortunately, of course.
We have. I've been stuck on the Frosty Nando battle here.
Yeah,
Obviously wants
Lawrenson.
that position back that he lost, and he's going for the move on the outside, coming into Griffins.
Camera.
Well, as these two guys are battling, Paulie's getting his time back.
Yeah. Probably gave up a bit too much time when he redressed there.
He's less than a second now back from these two.
Yeah. And Lawrenson's put the hammer down. He's done a 2:03.1. 4/10 faster than pretty much anyone else.
Yeah, he's 3 seconds in front now.
Looks like James has lost, potentially losing a bit. Yeah, his last lap was a 2:06, so that's obviously the pass. Let's see what he's doing this lap. 2:04. He might have some more damage on that car, I think. You keep an eye on that, and I'm going to just see what happened to Reed.
Oh no, Paulie's made a mistake. He's just taken Frosty out.
Oh no.
Those coming into the chase. Just clicked over to, I think, either Frosty's overslowed, but Paulie's just gone straight at the back of him. They're both getting back on a track, but doesn't look nice.
I'm just trying to find out what happened to... Reed ran deep and hit the wall out of the dipper, unfortunately. Drive, replay, and so the stream can see the incident with Russell and Frost. Here we go. Oh, what's happened there? That's weird. Frost has completely got out of the throttle. That's...
It was like he was on the brakes, because that gap just disappeared really, really quick.
Let me get a decent camera angle. You can't quite see under the map, but he's out of the throttle completely. It's like he had no throttle. Like, that just makes no sense. Because he's only in 5th gear. See? No, there's something weird going on. See how he's downshifted very early? When you'll catch up on the stream, there's I wonder if Frost has had some sort of technical issue with his rig, because like he downshifted into 5th before he even got to the
He did, and his brakes
entry
were
into the chase.
flashing as well.
So I'm wondering if he's had some sort of technical problem. It's unfortunate. Well, Russell is still continuing. Where is Matt? Matt's still continuing at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both still continuing.
That's weird. I normally have the voice chat going, so I'd hear, but only good thing here is like Russell.
He is losing mega time though.
Yeah, he at least could stop and get to the end of the race now on fuel. So it's not like he's completely out of it. Obviously, the extra time for damage, but could still salvage something here, because there's still over an hour for people to survive yet. So Ricker is right on the back of Reed now. So Reed's had a couple more adventures with the walls. That's how Lawrenson got past, is through the dipper. He hit the outside wall on the exit here, which got Lawrenson past, and Lawrenson has disappeared. He's nearly 5 seconds up the road. The race is finally starting to settle down a bit.
It is. Paulie's now got 10 seconds to make up.
Wonder how much damage he's carrying. It'll be a fair bit, I imagine.
There's a bit. The one consolation with the GT2's over the 3s is that there's not that much front aero, so
yeah, might not have.
I wonder how much the front damage doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And even the guys up the front, the first four, they're all separated by a second or two now.
Yeah.
Everyone's just finding their groove now.
Yeah, a bit of action in the middle there, so it's taken a while for things to clean up. We'll wait and see where Frost comes out. See if he comes out in front of. He's still out in front of Masterton, so he hasn't been a complete loss.
No, and if these other guys are pitting as well, which they probably are. Actually, I think they have to. I don't think many cars can actually last.
Yeah, no one can make the whole.
Anyways.
Yeah, no one can do it all on fuel.
So even though he's 12th now, that'll change when all these other guys start to put in their pit stops as well.
I suppose the big question is, if we go back to him, did he fix it? Yes. So he would have probably at least had an extra 30 seconds on his stop. At least, I imagine. So he'll have to make that up as well, but yeah, so now the big question is, in the next, I'd say 10 to 15 is when the pit stop strategy is going to come into play. But Lawrenson is just disappearing.
I just can't believe these Maseratis over the top.
Yeah.
Ricker on the back of Reedy is pretty crazy, and then the last sector and partial first sector Reedy disappears, and then Ricker's back all over him.
Yeah, the KTM is very good across the top as well.
Yeah, Lawrenson now has a healthy 6.5 second, almost 7 second lead now.
Yeah, he just did a 2:02.7. So yeah, to compare that, so positions 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all doing 2:03 3s to 9s, all pretty much similar pace. Then Crunch, Marsh and Stevens are all on pretty much the same pace, doing 2:05 flats. J-Mac actually has a fair bit of pace. He's doing 2:03.8, which is on the pace of the leaders, just obviously had an accident. Frosty is recovering. And then Masterton as well. So, but Stevenson's got some really good pace in that Maserati leading AM. And a bit of damage on that car as well.
I think this damage on Paulie's hurt him a little bit, because he's not gaining time like he was before. If anything, he's losing it slowly, so he's probably thinking about trying to pit soon and maybe fix that.
Yeah, it's probably worth it. Bathurst is one of those tracks that if you have damage, a lot of the time, because it can, even though you might not need the aero across the top, it can hurt your top speed quite significantly.
Yeah, when you're already a little bit of a disadvantage, you don't want to lose a few more Ks.
Just seeing if the damage has cost Reed any top speed. Doesn't look like it. Or maybe a couple of kilometres. So now the question, who's going to be the first to stop?
Yeah, see, Paulie's only getting 280 down Conroy now.
Yeah.
That's 13k slower.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him a lot, especially behind the Audi, because the Audi is pretty strong down that straight as well. But so Rayton and Nando are doing pretty much identical lap times. Russell is a couple of tenths slower on his last lap, so yeah, he is just, yeah, it's probably just costing him a couple of tenths. That's the hardest part about this game, isn't it? Trying to figure out whether it's worth to, is there more time lost in the pits, or is it fixing the, or do you just put up with it and keep driving?
Oh no, Stockton's just had a moment. He was preparing to yield and let Andy through, and he's ruined it.
Oh
no, and Andy's been to two.
Poor Terry. Oh no, poor Terry.
And Andy as well. Andy's clipped the wall coming in the dipper as well.
Oh. Yeah, in that, just never stop moving. Just don't move until it is 100% clear. As much as that, being stuck in that position absolutely sucks. I'm trying to find Terry. Where is he?
I think Terry's broken. Terry looks like he's teleported to pits.
He has.
I think.
That is so unlucky. I think Terry, unfortunately, was probably a bit unsighted behind the rest of those cars. It's got Rico right on the back of Reed. I'm sure after the race there's going to be a lot of conversations of poo coming over into Skyline there for a couple of those drivers, especially for Reed and Ricker. Like, that was very close for those two. Oh, that sucks for Rayton. He was having such a good drive.
He was, and coming into Skyline there, it's not as easy. And like, I don't know, for those that have watched the 12-hour on the weekend, those guys make it look so easy to go side by side over Skyline, but in ACC it is not that easy.
Yeah, there's a nasty
when
bump
anything
at the top
happens
of the
there,
hill.
it's unsettles everything and it's almost game over.
And you're also very quick. Like in the KTM, you're in 5th gear coming into Skyline. Like, you're doing over 200 kilometers an hour through this part of the track, so it is super quick. You know, I have a feeling that Rayton there would have been unsighted by the cars in front, and all of a sudden there's a car, and then yeah, Stockton moving probably didn't help, unfortunately. Well, they both smacked the wall at Forest. Didn't do what Dick did many years ago.
Max is not happy with 3rd place. He wants 2nd place.
Yeah, for sure.
He wants this.
I reckon he's got to try and jump him in the pits. James is always normally does some pretty good stuff with strategy as well. He always makes some pretty good strategy moves. So, but he knows he's not racing Lawrence, and he knows Ricker is his main threat. And as long as Ricker's behind him, it's better. But if Ricker pits before him, there's half a chance he could leap from him in the pits. Especially because it doesn't look like Ricker has any damage on his car, does he?
No, he looks pretty clean.
Yeah. It does look like, especially for the Maserati and the Merc, it does look like track position is everything. There's not much difference between them.
At half a second, this comes down to how gutsy you are on the entry to pit lane as well. There's almost 2 seconds just in there.
Yeah, because their fastest laps, Reed did set a faster overall lap, but their pace is yeah, pretty consistent for the rest of this. How's yes? So Nando's just trickling around, doing a really good job in P4. Russell in P5 after that incident with Frost, which is a really weird one. It'll be interesting to hear what the guys say after the race about what happened there for Frosty, because that was odd. Yeah, he's still consistently 2/10 slower than Nando now, unfortunately. Frosty, who is now a lap down.
He's also 3 positions up though. He did exit the pit in P12 when that incident went down, and he's now up in P9.
Yeah. Well, J-Max stopped for a second time. That's why he's made a position there. So J-Mac might have made his scheduled stop to make it home
yeah.
now. Crunch is just sort of in the middle of nowhere. No man's land for him.
And unfortunately, looks like Terry's out. He jumped off.
Okay, still oh yeah, he has gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Ricey is still battling around after his incident at the start. Marsh has done incredibly well. He's up 7 positions from his starting spot, and his pace is right with Crunch. Just 13 seconds behind him, unfortunately.
All right, Paulie's in pits now. Is he fixing this damage?
I'm trying to find him. Come on, computer.
No, he's struggling to get in the box. He just reversed in the box.
Right. Let's see if he fixes that damage. That looks like that's a long stop. That's more than 30 seconds, isn't it? Easily.
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely fixing damage there.
That car looks very, very nice. I think that damage is...
Yeah, he's fixed that. Oh, so he should have decent pace now. So that's put him back into P8. So where's that sort of put him?
That's the last car on the lead lap, I believe.
Yeah. So Frosty will get his lap back, I'd imagine. Where's Lawrenson? Yeah, so Frosty, who's 37? Masterton, J-Mac should all get their lap back, I'd say. Based on my pit predictor. My pit predictor says Lawrenson will come out just in front of Rice on track. Yeah, that car looks much better. We'll keep track of his laps as he goes through. See if his pace will improve. Ricker, if I can find Ricker, has lost touch slightly with Mr. Reed. Yeah, that last lap, Ricker had a pretty poor lap. So this lap or the next, I imagine a lot of the cars are going to come into the pits.
Yeah, because we're almost at the halfway mark.
So top three haven't stopped, and Nando is coming in to stop. That camera is terrible. That is useless. See if we can at least make a nice clean stop in the box. Doesn't look like he's carrying any damage at all, so he should be well clear of Russell. My pit predictor is telling me he's going to come out where is he? Yeah, well in front of Russell.
Let's see how accurate this pit predictor actually is. It'd be interesting.
So he should come out in between Marsh and Stevens if this predictor is correct. Because if it's just a 30-second stop, he should be firing up any second now. No. Oh, yeah, it's pretty close. Might be a little bit. So it said he was going to come out in front of 64. Oh, it's because they pitted. That's why it's a bit confusing. So Marsh is now pitted as well. So yeah, that's a big gap as he crossed the line. Let's see what that difference is.
The tides have turned. If Neil has got enough fuel, he's up in P4 now. He was in no man's land after those few incidents, and he's pitted. His damage is fixed.
Oh, Neil hasn't pitted yet.
Oh, hasn't he?
No, Crunch hasn't pitted yet.
No, he hasn't. You're right.
So it looks like if he pits now, he's gonna come out just in front of Paulie, but it's very tight. Or maybe just behind, very close to Paulie.
I'm down for that. That's gonna make for a nice little battle.
Yeah. But that also is taking into account not fixing damage though. So if he fixes the damage, that might put him a bit further back. But we've
Paul's
got
on a mission now though. Paulie's made like 9 seconds in the last few laps.
Yep. So Reed and Lawrenson are both now boxed. So Lawrenson must only have about 10 seconds left. So let's see. I think the big one here will be what if Ricker continues. Where is Ricker right now? Just going through Reed's Park. So there goes Reed. Looks like Reed's going to come out into lap traffic. And
he's just behind Ricey.
And he hasn't fixed that car. Has he? No, it's still got the damage on, so that would have been a 30-odd second stop. So now the big question is, what is Ricker going to do, if I can find him? So it's just Ricker and Neil who are yet to stop.
And Stevens, right?
Stevens is just in the pits now.
Oh, yes, he is too.
Just entered.
Yep, that'll clear soon. Yep.
So pit predictor is currently suggesting Ricker is going to come out in front of James, but to me it looks like it's being a bit too generous with the last couple. Is he in this lap? No, he's going to continue. Righto, what's Crunch? Crunch is about to go. Oh, this is actually technically for position. Now, if I was Crunch, I would just box so you don't lose time letting Lawrenson past. Even if he wasn't planning to, I'd just box. He's not in a race with Lawrenson. Box crunch. Yep, looks like he's boxing. That's there.
And I think J-Max just retired.
Uh,
He's chatting in the Discord right now, so...
Yep. I've lost Rico. Where is he? Oh, Rico, hang on to it. Oh, that was a close call. Down through Skyline for Rico there. So the question is, let's get back to Crunch. And, is Crunch going to come out in front of Russell or not? Let's go to Russell. He looks like... No. Yeah, he's out in front. Yeah, a couple of seconds clear. And Crunch didn't repair that damage either. So yeah, that pit prediction is probably a bit generous. Ricker still continues to do laps. Let's see. What's Reed's? Where is he? There's Reed. See if Ricker's staying out's going to work based on Reed's flying lap pace here. The predictor suggesting a 2:03.5, which is that's a second faster than Ricker's last lap. So staying out for Ricker is not going to work for him at all. Yeah. So,
bad luck, J-Mac.
what did he say
Did
happened?
see, he's in chat right now. He's just didn't really like the Maserati. And yes, it did look like that you were having a bit of a one-on-one biff with that thing for most of the first half of that race. Oh, Paul's got his time back. He's doing 027s now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's quicker, but he's a long way back from Nando.
He's hunting. 30 seconds.
And Ricker is coming into the pits. See, Nando just did a 2:02.9 as well, which was... wonder how much ground Nando has made on Ricker here. So I think Reed should have the pace to clear Ricker here. As Rice comes in for his second stop, which should get him home. Bloody... wish there was a... yeah, so... yeah, so Reed is clear. Closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, still 2.5 seconds. There will definitely be another battle with these two.
Yeah, so what's that? Rico's laps, tyres are what, 4 or 5 laps fresher? Whether that will make a big difference?
Probably not. I don't. Let's see. Like the Maserati is ridiculous over the top, but is he capitalizing it or is he losing it all down Conrod?
Jesus. Reed tried to put his Mercedes on the roof there through bloody Reed Park, man.
It was a little bit sketchy, right? That inside curb is.
Yeah, you
Your
don't
car
touch
either
that.
loves it or your car hates it.
Yeah, I normally avoid that one like the plague. Because it either spits you into the outside wall or spins you. Yeah, Herb, keep getting stuck into J-Mac. Yep, good work. Yeah, it didn't look like you were really had that underneath you tonight, J-Mac.
Oh, is Rob Herbertron?
Yeah.
Ah. Online aliases upon online aliases.
Yep. Righto, well, the race has really settled down now. We'll get one more lap and we'll get an idea of Max's flying lap pace. But see, Nando's made 5 seconds in that pit stop round on Ricker. He was 10 seconds back, he's only 5 now.
Yeah.
And that car still looks incredibly clean. Hopefully I didn't jinx him. Russell is still banging out some pretty good laps. Same sort of pace as the top cars.
Doesn't seem to, yes, it's a similar pace. Like the Delta's a bit of a push-pull over the mountain, gains a couple seconds, and then Sector 3, Sector 1 kind of just goes back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's actually going to be reeling them in or not.
And Crunch has found a bit more pace after the stop. He's a few tenths faster now, but he's still very much in no man's land for the lead of Silver. I think he's if he keeps it on the circuit, he's in a pretty good position.
Yeah, and I think
quite
that's what he
clear
should be
of Marsh.
focusing on.
Yeah.
I think if he's trying to hunt down Paulie, that's not happening. He hasn't got the same pace, but if he keeps it clean like this here, that is a P1 for Silver.
Yeah. And if we, well, it looks like Marsh has had a brush with the wall at some point, like pretty much every car in the field now. Mark Stevens, leader of AM, is doing a really good job actually again. Some great pace.
Are you saying that Ricker's he's running with 16 seconds of damage right now?
Bloody hell. Oh yeah, because he's probably looked at, because Ricker will be streaming on Twitch. So yeah, well that makes sense because he's not really catching Reed. Ricker's car doesn't look like it's got damage though, does it?
No, it does not. Well, it didn't before anyways. It looked clean. I've got a theory about ACC though. I've got this belief that somewhere between the 7 to 14 seconds of damage mark, your car's actually faster. Less than that, slower.
Yeah,
Over that, slower. But in between that, it seems that the car is always quicker with that little bit of damage.
Yeah, some cars in track especially. I can't remember what car it was, but I had like 10 seconds of damage, and the car all of a sudden came alive because it would turn. I was battling with the thing not about to turn or race, and I got some damage, and all of a sudden I had all this extra turning. I think it just removed all the front downforce. The front of the car does look a little jacked up, but doesn't look like much damage on it.
Well, if he had damage, he definitely didn't fix it in that pit stop, because that pit stop was still very, very quick.
Yeah, for sure. So it's a bit of a... So Nando's lost a little bit of time since the stops on Ricker. Real unfortunate for Russell and Frost with their weird incident there. J-Mac, did they say what happened in the chat with Frost there? It was really weird.
Andy almost went 201 then.
Yeah. Race pace.
Like,
Yeah. He obviously definitely put tyres on then.
16 seconds up the road and just cutting out quality laps.
Okay, cheers. Thanks, mate. Yeah, watching the replay, it was weird. He downshifted to 5th before he even turned into the chase, and then Russell had nowhere to go. Don't know what happened. So, Matt is chasing down Stevenson for 8th position. Because Matt actually has some pretty good pace. Yeah, it's a shame because Nando, Russell and Frost are all... Their pace is pretty much the same. It could have been a really good battle. And Rice as well, the 4 of them. Just... That's Bathurst though, isn't it?
It is. This is what happens at Bathurst. Yeah, I think it's going to be another lap or two before Frost gets on Stevens in his mirrors.
Yeah,
There'll be a little bit of a tussle there.
Yeah, he's about a second a lap faster. Consistently. But also Frost did stop a lot earlier, so it'll be interesting if those tyres go away. Yes, Stevenson, it's interesting. Last week, though, Herb, him and Wally were pretty much identical pace. So I don't know if it's just the Maserati here is a bit better, because his pace this week is much better than it was last week at Spa, so I'm not sure. Because AM last week, like all 3 AMs, they were within 2 seconds of each other the whole race. But yeah, this race he's had a second a lap advantage over Masterton.
But that's also the thing with AM drivers as well. I remember when I was back in those days, 1,000 hours ago, really good on the first few tracks that you actually practice, like around Brands Hatch and around here. I was really good, but then other tracks just wasn't there. So it's like your overall lap time consistency compared to other drivers when you are an AM driver can fluctuate a little bit.
Yeah, and this is a track a lot of Aussies practice as well. So this might be just a track he's done a lot of laps of. So Stevenson actually just made a pass on Marsh. So Marsh must have had a bit of an issue because he just did a 207 that last lap. Both those cars looking a bit second hand.
Yeah, Marsh wants it back though, and Marsh does not let him get away with it. And Frosty has entered the party.
Oh, whoops, wrong way. Did you see Marsh's car then? Nearly swapped ends coming up through Reed Park.
Oh, Matt's got the run on him.
Yep. Yeah, I think Marshy's carrying a lot of damage. Yeah, that top speed looks a bit slow on that Maserati now. So Wicker in the last couple laps has brought that gap down to just over 4 seconds, so he's very slowly wheeling Reed in. But he has dropped Nando, so Nando's sort of in no man's land now in 4th. Russell is in no man's land in 5th, as is Crunch in 6th. The closest battle at the moment is very much these three here.
Paulie has gained 4 seconds on Nando over the last few laps though.
Yeah, just not enough time, unfortunately.
I don't think so, there's only 28 minutes left, yeah.
And Paulie stopped earlier too, didn't he, I think?
Yes.
So yeah, whether his tyres will go off a bit sooner.
I'm still just dumbfounded by this AMG. You get a run out of Forest and you just pull a second on these Maseratis. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I reckon Matt's running a bit more wing than Reed. Haven't looked at Rice much this race. He's sort of, after his incident's been a bit nowhere. He is catching Wally though. Quite a bit faster, so he's definitely should be able to make that move. Frosty's getting much closer.
Yeah, he's preparing to make his move over the next lap or two, for sure.
Oh,
That was close to the wall, mate.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, he's got the run as well.
And I wonder if that damage that Stevens is carrying
just drives around.
Yeah, just straight around him. Yeah. Yeah, that pace advantage is massive. Oh, Stevenson's coming back. Frosty must have had a poor exit out of the chase.
There's a few more minutes left in this here. Frosty might actually get onto Neil, but I think he's going to run out of time as well.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do an onboard with Lawrenson.
Everyone, welcome on board to the Resident Alien here at ROOZ. He's still using the entire freaking track.
She's a bit loose in the rear though.
It is, but I think Andrew always dials his cars in a little bit pointy. I don't know if he's checked his delta, but he's 22 seconds clear of P2.
Yeah, I think he keeps pushing no matter what. Can't help himself. He's half a second down on his best lap, so... It does look very sketchy in the rear though.
That's the thing in the Audi though, because I drive the Audi as well, and if you don't have the rear end quite loose, it doesn't like to turn. It's very understeery, so you need it to be quite loose to get it to rotate.
Is ever so slowly reeling Reed in, but will he have enough time? It looks like he's made like a second every 10 minutes, which at that rate...
Last time we checked, he was at 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough. But Wicker's definitely pushing. He's pretty close to his delta.
Paulie must have made a mistake on that last lap because he just did a 2:06. All that time he gained up, he just threw that in the trash.
Damage again?
I don't know. I just jumped back to him and saw that he went 2:06. Oh, maybe he's got damage
yeah, he's
actually.
Definitely got damage on that car
He
now.
does. His car is, yeah.
Front and rear. And right side. He's, yeah.
Made out with a concrete wall.
Somewhere. Let's go have a look. There's not much happening on track. Hard. Paulie. There'll have to be one of these spots up here. It always is, isn't it? Unfortunately. Come on, camera. Makes it through there. Makes it through the grey. It's going to be down through the dipper, is it? run wide out of the dipper. No. Oh, he hit the inside at Forest's. He's cut the corner a bit too much. It's easy to do.
Very easy. You want to get as close and as tight in as there as you can go, but sometimes that little bit of wall that juts out just magically jumps in front of you.
Yeah. Well, that's ended that run for him to chase down Nando, unfortunately. Rico has actually made a bit more time this lap on Reed.
That was a whole second.
Yeah. Yeah, Reed did a 2:03 the last lap. Rick is definitely pushing. He's very close to his delta every lap. Whereas Reed, yeah, he's half a second down on his best. This is looking like a 2:03.3 for him and a 2:02.9. So yeah, it's 3 or 4 tenths a lap.
I said it at the start, Ricker's not going to be happy with the third place. He's going for the second step.
It was interesting where I was talking to him earlier today. He was talking about not even doing tonight, to be honest. He's got caught up in the storms last week and hasn't had internet or power for most of last week. He only got back, I think, Friday night after the storms in Melbourne last Tuesday. So yeah, he was talking about pulling out, but I think Nando and Paul talked him into it.
Which is good because he's had a quite great race, very consistent, stable race for him.
Yeah.
Well, except for that 16 seconds of magic damage that he got at some point.
Yeah. Not sure when that happened.
Paulie's fighting this thing hard, really hard right now. 4 seconds slower again on that last lap.
Yeah.
He was closing that gap, and
yeah,
that right there, Neil is about 3 seconds faster a lap, and he's only 16 seconds behind now.
Yeah, that is a bit tight. Yeah, that was a pretty nasty hit. That would be. I wonder if he's got steering damage, actually. Let's go on board. Well, that does not want to turn. He does look slightly right-hand down. No more once he gets the Conrod. She doesn't want to turn left to me. Yeah. Yeah, he's slightly right hand down on the wheel. Ever so slightly.
Oh, let's see if he can bring that one home.
Yeah, because if he stops, he's going to lose. He'll put him nearly back to Marsh if he stops. So he's better off just keep pushing. Ricker is still gaining. He's pushing. Ricker is pushing hard.
He's there in his mirrors.
So, Ricker, Nando and Paul have a 6-hour race this Sunday actually at Paul Ricard in the Aston in the ROOZ team with a different championship they're part of. Within a second now. Reed's tyres must have gone off or something because in these last, what, 7-8 minutes, he's made big gains.
Big gains, but now the challenge for the Maseratis is faster over the top, but slower in sector 1 and 2, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because he was a second a lap faster that last lap. He's right on his back now. That rear end does seem to be skating a lot on that Mercedes. I think in practice... Oh, jeez. That could have been all over. They both hit the inside wall then.
I'm calling Max. Max is going to go 2 wide, coming into McPhillamy. He's going to try and do the same thing he did to Frosty, but cleaner this time.
Down into Skyline.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be the only place he can do it.
Yeah, because he has to get it done before Forrest.
Yep.
The problem is, even once he does, potentially Reed's just going to drive straight back around him anyway in the draft. Well, you saw that, like that time with Lawrenson in the Audi. Lawrenson passed him down Conrod and then went around the outside up mountain the next time around. So. So when he pulls a 1/10 and a half up Mountain Straight. 2 tenths.
And then all vanishes instantly right there.
Yep. It was 4 tenths, and then Ricker made 4 tenths in his couple of corners. Yeah, the Mercedes does sound like it's skating on those rear tyres. Bit untidy through the dipper there for Ricker that time by. Yeah, he's lost all that a lot of that gain he just made. Crunch is only 9 seconds behind Russell now. 2 seconds a lap. Probably not
Yeah,
quite going to make it, is he?
maybe.
What,
Gonna be close.
10 minutes, that's 5 more laps. Well, yeah, it'd be tight. Where's Lawrenson? Just going through, yeah. 5 or maybe 4 laps? 4 or 5 laps to go. I'll try and keep track of when Lawrenson crosses the line, how much time we have left. So yeah, Ricker is unfortunately back to over a second, just over a second now. Oh, he's in the wall. Did he hit the wall then? Yep, he did that time.
Yep.
Yeah, and now the rear tyres are cooked. One thing with this new tyre model, if you heat up those rear tyres with wheel spin, it can take a while to get them back. And with a couple of big slides like that, I wonder if his right rear is very unhappy with him. But Reed is going to come across lap traffic. Well, he might just catch him at the right time. Is this Marsh? Oh.
Oh, he's tapped the wall as well.
Well, it hasn't really cost. If anything, it might have cost Ricker ever so slightly. Actually, no, it looks like Ricker has lost a bit of pace on that straight line with that damage now, hasn't he? That
Maybe. He kind of seems to cross start finish line with about 1.2 seconds behind, so maybe. But Reddy also had a very, very poor exit out of Forest.
Yeah, true.
Tapped the outside.
And Marsh gets out of the way for him there. So crunch is now 8 seconds. See, Russell found a bit of extra pace that lap. He did a 2:05 that time. And he was doing 2:07s, so...
He's probably working out what the car likes and
yeah,
how to manhandle that thing now.
So he might have enough. Frosty just had a terrible lap. 2:07. Oh, that's because he let Lawrenson through, that's why.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's... Ricker's right back on. We jump on board and watch the Mercedes just disappear again.
Lawrence is now 30 seconds in front. 31 seconds. Bye, Felicia.
What sort of speed is he getting here? In the draft. Not even getting 290.
288, and Reedy's still doing 294s.
Yeah, he's... I'm not sure if Rice, like, he's going to have to rely on Reed to make a mistake, I think, to...
But this is very, very tight here
chance.
right now. He's coming through the start-finish at 4/10 off. This might be interesting over the top this time.
But I don't know if he ends up quite close enough to really make a move that'll stick. Ooh, Marsh in the background. There, he's very good through Griffiths there, isn't he? And into the
Exceptional.
cutting. Yeah. very good through the cutting. But then from here it's pretty much one lane, isn't it?
Just not enough.
Yeah.
Coming out of the grate there, just not enough.
And Reed's really putting his car in a position where he can't even think about making a move. Like Reed isn't using all the track just to make sure that he can't really even get a sniff up the inside. And then, so 0.6, yeah. Well, Crunch is now 5.6. So Lawrenson is crossing the line now with 4.5 minutes to go. So 3 more laps.
3 laps, I reckon.
Russell had another slow lap that time.
He was 5 seconds off. Is that enough?
See, Russell is catching... let's go back to Russell now. Russell's catching Rice, who is a lap down. Let's get a... The thing is, if Crunch gets close down the straight, he's going to have no hope, because what sort of pace is Paulie getting down the straight? Oh yeah, he's fine. It's only 270. And that Audi and Crunch. Oh, it's too close to see that. Let's get back to Ricker. Still at stalemate, isn't it?
Stalemate, and they were bumper to bumper across the top just then. 1/10 apart, and there's just no room.
So with a couple of minutes to go, Crunch is easily going to bring home silver, and Stephen's going to bring home Am. But probably the 2 contested positions at the moment is Ricker and Reed, but it's not sure. With 2 laps to go, I'd say he's going to make it, and Crunch is now 4 seconds behind as they go across the top. Where is he?
Oh, Max has just made a mistake coming out of Hell Corner, so I don't know. I think his chances have just gone bye-bye.
Yeah, over a second behind. Yeah, Crunch has made a big gain this lap. You know, on the final lap, I think it's going to be neck and neck between these two. Because these guys still have 2 laps to go. Should do. Assuming, where is Lawrenson? Oh, well, he's made a mistake. Unfortunately, Lawrenson doesn't have enough gap that he could slow down and keep his position to end the race early. So he's going to have to push on. So this will be the start of the final lap for Lawrenson. got James Pierre-Reid in second with Ricker in third. That battle has pretty much been there the entire 100 minutes. Hope some people overfueled. Nando's in a very safe fourth. Oh, he's hit the wall again, Paul. Oh, crunch, hang on to it.
He's pushing hard. He can smell it. He can smell that position.
Yeah, it doesn't need it, but it's about pride sometimes, isn't it? You just want to push.
And Max was pushing hard as well. Same thing.
Yeah.
Overcooked into out of hell corner. He was preparing himself, but I don't think it's gonna happen, Max.
Right.
P3.
So, across the top for the... No, that's a big gap. He's not nowhere near close enough this time, is he?
No.
Right, where's Lawrence coming down Conrad? Where is he? Here he is. And yet again, Lawrenson, just the class of the field. 32 seconds clear of second, with some absolutely crazy race pace. Fastest lap of a 2:02 flat. Yeah, another amazing drive from Lawrenson there. So, well done, Lawrenson. Another win. I think that's 3 in a row for this season. As Frost will come home in 7th, Wally in 11th, Stevens in 8th. Looks like 2nd and 3rd is going to be James Pierre-Reid and Ricker. Yeah, Ricker's backed off. Just one last corner to go for Reid. That's been a hard fought battle for those two. Well done, great driving. Nando's coming home in 4th. Doesn't look like Crunch is going to have enough pace to catch Russell. Good drive there by Nando. Pretty lonely for that last half of the race though. Marsh home in 9th. Rice will come home in 10th. And here's Russell and Crunch. Yeah, Crunch has lost pace now, so looks like it'll be Russell in 5th and Crunch in 6th. That's it, well done. That's an epic drive for everyone there. That'd have been hard work.
Yeah, it was such a good race from everyone. That was quite entertaining.
Yes, for sure. The fortunate accident with Russell and Frost had a big impact. I'm not sure what happened there. That'd be a weird one. But yeah, and then obviously Rayton hitting Stockton in the middle of the track, really, that's when it really opened up the field. Very unluckily for Rayton. We could have had a 3 or 4 car tussle for that P3, I think. But oh well, good racing. I might be streaming next week, I'm not sure yet. But we'll, if not, we'll see you all soon. And thanks again, Chris, for coming in and helping.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks all.